Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. I'm Mick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives. Suicide Squad 2016 was the wrong movie at the wrong place at the wrong time. I never understood why the decision was taken to sandwich a Suicide Squad movie between Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice and Wonder Woman 2017. Suicide Squad is something that you need a series of films about. It's something that needs its own arc. That's something they should have done after Snyder's arc. And you know, you've got to preface it with a Harley and Joker movie and set up their origin story before you tell that Suicide Squad story. It was done all wrong. It was just sandwiched in there without any thinking. Now, I think that David Ayer admitted, like a couple of years ago, that Enchantress was the wrong villain for the film. If you watch the BTS, and I've seen the BTS many times, David made it clear to the costume designers and everyone he wanted a grounded, realistic movie. So, if that's the case, why have you got Enchantress as your villain? It makes no sense. And it's all about execution. And the way she was executed was terrible. She makes Nuclear Man in Superman 4 The Quest for Peace look like Heath Ledger's Joker. It is ridiculous. She has no motivations. If you're going to do Enchantress, we've got to see her in her world. We've got to see her motivations. She had a brother. Why not set up that relationship between her brother, right, in her universe before they came into our universe? But here's the truth. You can't have Enchantress as the villain against Suicide Squad, against the Suicide Squad. First of all, there's no believable way that an ordinary bunch of humans should be able to defeat Enchantress. She is a blimming, she's a witch. She's all powerful. It wasn't the right villain, and especially in a grounded movie. It never made any sense. Totally the wrong villain. I don't know if David Ayer made the decision to have her as the villain or Jeff Johns or whoever, but it was totally wrong. Like Superman Returns, Suicide Squad 2016 is a movie of great moments rather than a great movie. Lots of great moments. In a lot of ways, they do a lot of stuff to make it a good bridge between Batman versus Superman and Wonder Woman. But you don't set things up properly. So we know that the 2016 movie that we saw in cinemas wasn't David Ayer's movie. It was reshot and it was rewritten, I think, by Jeff Johns, because he already was so scared by the reaction of BVS. But you've got to think carefully, right? Think logically. Why are you putting that movie in there? It has nothing to do with Snyder's arc. Now, originally, Steppenwolf was going to cameo in the film and there was going to be a few hints, but basically, it made no sense to place the movie there. So everything about Suicide Squad 2016 was wrong. There's a good movie in there. I enjoy watching the theatrical cut. I think it's okay. Will Smith was outstanding. Margot Robbie was outstanding. Now, I don't think that Jared Leto is one of the greatest Jokers, but I think he's a good Joker. He's an interesting New 52 Joker. I don't think he's bad, and I was interested in seeing more of him. You've got to set him up. David Ayer had huge plans for Joker and Harley. He's the first person who actually thought of bringing them in to live action, and that was very interesting. I liked the flashbacks we got of their origin story. It was just the wrong way to depict their origin story. Now, in terms of the Ayer cut, I don't think it fixes a great number of things. I haven't seen it, but I've heard about it. I think it's probably a better, more cohesive movie. But at the end of the day, that movie was placed wrong. It shouldn't have been there. It was wrong. But if you place it after Snyder's arc and you build up a Suicide Squad, Waller versus the Justice League kind of arc in the second phase of the DCEU, then I think you could create something special. Again, it was the studio element placing something wrong who had no understanding how franchises and movies and stories should work.